more positive note, I'm gonna make a little announcement, guys, right about here. I just got contacted by Mr. What's going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Andyman back yet again with my man. That's your cue.
Oh, I broke up. Hey, man, what's going on, everybody? DLich.
Hanging out, my friend. What's your guild leader again? Your guild,
I am part of Maverick's family. I am the leader of Maverick's Knock, which I guess currently is secondary in regards to the guild chain. Yeah, we're well, I guess top 50. I want to say. I mean, hopefully we'll be this week, but
oh, there we go. There we go. So I just want to give a shout because I know you said you were a guild leader. I just want to make sure you get the guild name out there.
Of course, yes, because my first interview with Payne, I was part of Dead Family. So every interview I've done since Payne, I haven't been part of Dead Family. So yes, so you get the Mavericks DLich. Payne got the Dead Family DLich.
Oh, we got DLich version 2.
DLich version 2, yeah. The unbanned DLich.
Alright, so this video today is, it's grinding my gears, actually, is the grind itself. So I threw a poll out there 2 weeks ago saying, is the grind fixed? And looking for some prompt, often, and specific feedback, not POS, piece of shit, as some people were thinking. But the results were quite staggering. I just want to share them with you and try to ping-pong some ideas off of you. So basically, from the results of this poll, even though it has like 1.3 thousand people who looked at it, only about 70 people voted, but the general consensus is that the rewards need to be addressed. And followed by round passes, and then all of the above, which includes gas costs. So I'm going to start real quick with the rewards, because the rewards really ties into both of these, because your grind, as it were, is still there, but the rewards just aren't. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, we're playing way less rounds, so there's less trade goods per given out in regards to that. They raised the threshold in regards to how much you get. It used to be 15 rounds till you got to 1,000. Now it's 25 rounds to get to 1,000. They've knocked off like 8 or 9 rounds, and again, I think it's great. The challenge itself is awesome. I think that the main thing, I haven't really tracked down and compared like old scores to the challenge crate, the luck challenge crates, and new whatever. But trade goods, without a doubt, we're getting way less, and I think that something should be adjusted. 2 times trade goods, raise it to double the amount of trade goods the outpost gives. Some of the suggestions I've made, but yeah, the rewards definitely need to be fixed. I don't necessarily think that there's an issue with the thresholds to get the deluxe crates and the reward crates and token crates. I don't necessarily think there's an issue with that. But trade goods, hands down. I mean, I've ran multiple spreadsheets. I've shown multiple. I think what happens is people hoarded these trade goods all the time. And, that's what happens. So
yeah, people get hooked on those trade goods, man. I need to get my 50 hunter tokens every time I see that in the trade goods shop. And another general consensus out there from my man Drunken, obviously says, the rewards are poop. They need to be addressed. With the rewards being so bad, that means they get equal rewards, as you were saying before, the grind, but they have to grind elsewhere. So did the grind just shift to, say, the outposts in order to gain those rewards, when the focus should be on the challenge itself?
I guess you can't really have your cake and eat it too. I mean, they lowered the challenge grind. It is elsewhere, I guess. Ultimately, if trade goods are less, then now you have to grind outposts to get as many. A lot of players refuse to do that. The fact that there's a council update automatically forces everybody to, I use the term loosely. We're all individuals. We all play a game. We all enjoy it. If you're not having fun, stop playing. And no one's forcing you to do anything. But ultimately, when there's a new council upgrade, everybody wants to farm supplies. So, in a sense, I guess, yes, it kind of has just shifted from one to the other. It is what it is. I think mainly, with council being updated and us not having to play as many rounds, we can use the gas to farm supplies, which is great. But forcing players to play Outpost, a lot of players don't like playing Outpost, and forcing them to play that to me, it's not a big deal. I'll play it. I don't care. Whatever. I need trade goods. But, forcing players to go other avenues, I guess, is frustrating. It is what it is.
So instead of going other avenues to get your trade goods and just doubling trade goods, one of the things I was proposing was the lowering of the gas costs. Because if you lower the gas costs, that means you can grind out some more rounds, therefore getting yourself some more rewards. What do you think the number should be for the gas cost? Because right now I think 5, once you get to around 300 stars, is a little much.
It's a catch-22. I mean, we're saving so much gas by playing so much less rounds. I mean, even a player who gets to RSL 30 and 33, even them. I mean, there's no more 14, 15, 16. There's no more 19.23, 20. So there's so many less rounds to playing. And in essence, less gas being used in the challenge can be used elsewhere. Would it be nice to have less gas? I mean, yeah, I guess 4 would be nice across the board. 3. My answer is partial because honestly, I buy gas once a week. So I typically just play the challenge with gas, and I love that there's no more cooldown. So gas costs when it comes to challenge really aren't a factor for me in general. So
so we're not saying that they're not being. They are basically getting rid of that cooldown timer was definitely a fix. That was definitely a fix, and good on them for that. But we just need a little bit more tweaking, and as long as we're going to grind, we should be rewarded for our grind. And
what I wanted to mention also, I think you're about to mention it in a moment, is stupid pop-ups on my screen keep showing up. 8 o'clock, whatever. Anyway, so people want round passes every 3. I don't think that's a good idea. I think round passes at 5 where it is fine. I think people can easily, there's a trick I learned when I was younger. If you're curious if a number is divisible by 3, add up all the digits together, and if that number is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. So people are like, well, round 15, does that give me 3, or does that, how many? Well, 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 is divisible by 3, so therefore whatever. But 5 is easy too. 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0. When it comes down to it, ultimately, I mean, I can make it to what I get 4 round passes, so 20 rounds. I skip 4. If I had round passes every 3 and I played 1 extra round, I'd skip 7. Like I'm already losing most of the again. I want to take a step back. I'm not complaining. I think the way the challenge is right now is great. I think the way it starts and progresses is awesome. But ultimately, I mean, I would skip 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22, 22. So I started 23. Like, my max is 28. So I'd play, literally 9 rounds and I'd be done just because of how far I can get in it. It's only a difference of, 3 rounds by having it every 5 instead of 3. I'm one where I think it's fine at 5. I think they should raise the trades, good rewards, keep it at 5, personally, in my opinion. Lower the gas to help those that, play for free without spending maybe 3 a mission would be cool. By the way, I'm also very happy that NG fixed. I guess you would say fixed. Scavengers are no longer 6; they're now 5. That's a very good job.
So that gives me hope that they could. Move the challenge down to 5. That would, move down to 4 from 5. Excuse me.
Yeah, keep it. Do 3, 4. I mean, anything helps. So, 9 rounds. 5 gas apiece, times 6, looking at 30 times 9, what is that, 360? No, 270. So, that's a lot of gas that players are, I think it's 144 a day you get. So, that's 2 days worth of gas that you'd spend on the challenge that you're not spending on anymore. So, every little bit helps, but, I think the gas at 4 and 5 is good, but again, I buy it.
Yeah, my main gripe is that you max out at 29 gas, and if you want to go through a whole round at 5 gas, that's going to be 30. So you got to be hoping that you get at least 1 gas.
Exactly. That's why before it was annoying. Like when it was 6 gas each for a scavenger, and you have 29 gas, you can play 4 scavengers, and then hopefully you get gas in one of those 4. Otherwise, you're waiting for that, up to 10 minutes for that last gas to play a 5th one. Now that it's 5, 10, 15, 20, you can play almost 6. It's good. So that's some good stuff.
Alright, so now I'm going to throw maybe an idea or 2 at you. So first my idea, while I'm going to queue up the other ideas for my guild. How about this? So, you know how we have the tier structure in the Outpost? What about if there are tier structures in the guild rewards? So if you were, say, like, platinum level guilds, up here, you'll be getting certain guaranteed rewards. Because they were giving out crazy rewards for that Carol. If you upgrade Carol to a legendary +2, insane. You got like components, legendary fragments, and stuff like that. So if they're just throwing out stuff like that, how come they can't just give out guild tier for like those 50 or so global leader guilds? Say get something, or if you're in your national guild, you get something like that.
That would be absolutely great. I mean, I've played other games where being top 50, besides having just recognition, gives you excellent rewards. So yeah, I think that would be great. I guess you got to think of too, like how can you manipulate that? I guess it'd have to be global only. You can't do local because you can kind of just change your location and be anywhere. At one point, I was #1 ranked in Antarctica, so I'm now ranked #2 overall in Antarctica.
#2 overall in Antarctica.
And unfortunately, well, I have two other. There's two. I guess when I found the trick and changed my location settings, I told some guildmates, so they changed theirs also as a joke. So the other two are part of Mavericks USA, and so first and third are Mavericks USA, and then second. So Mavericks got Antarctica on lock. We're good.
There you go. All right, so we'll give you that continent. Not a problem. So you can have those few extra guild rewards.
Six other ones. I'll take that one, but. I mean, guild rewards would be cool. I would never turn down an opportunity to get more rewards, I guess. But there's... do I think it's high on the top of the list of things that can be done to the game? No, it's not high up there. But it's cool. It's cool thought.
What about reducing healing times? As my man Thunderdome and Miss Diane from Watchtower 13 are suggesting. You guys can see on the screen right here.
Yeah, I would think I would love healing times to be reduced more. Yeah, I don't like spending gold on things to be fixed. So if it was like bruise is 1, injured is 5, heavily injured is 10, I would probably consider spending here and there. But if it's 25 gold to unlock a third set of crates, and if my entire team gets totally wiped out and it's 10 each to get, them healed back to playing, 30 gold to retry again as opposed to 25 for a set of boxes, it's kind of, I think it's more on the same page. So, I would definitely think it would make sense for them to lower healing. It would help everybody.
And one more for you. Besides what you see on the screen right now, my man Fart Jokes from Belfast says a lot of Irish people want me dead for my Irish accent that I put on for my last video. What do you think about the specific hero boosts and things like that were introduced the last 2 weeks?
The one last week was awesome. Having Assault start with a charge point, that's absolutely great. I like this week how they went back to the class boost. I mean, Mackie has hers, which is awesome, by the way, and there's debate on the forum whether you should use Glenn to farm with double supplies or if you should use Maggie to farm with... I think hands down you should use Maggie. It's not going to be every day where you get 110% just by having her, plus 40 to 50%, 30 to 40% with training gear. Yeah, absolutely. The first one that was with... Who was the first one? That was a scout. It was Carol.
Carol.
Carol was cool. I got to use her a little bit. I think, having all the scouts be... Especially when you're later in the challenges, you kind of... One gets wiped out rather than spending 26 gold, you just swap the gear to a different scout. So I think... I like the fact that the class gets the bonus as opposed to just an individual person. But yeah, it's hard because the guilds are asking, like, with the new challenge structure, what do you expect to get? I'm like, well, the first week was Kaboom. And then last week you had assaults that start with charge. I'm like, you can't get solid numbers of what you're going to expect to get because Kaboom is always going to be high. And when you give your assaults starting charges, yeah, it's great. Okay, if I'm playing against a mission that has a whole bunch of armored walkers on me, just spray them and they can't move. Okay, and then the other guy attacks them, next turn, all right, you stun them again. It's like, you have extra features that you can't normally do. So this week's going to be good because I'm curious to see what a player will normally be at, like running guilds, as Watchtower knows, and other guild families that have multiple tiers, and you use ranking systems and scores. People want to know, like, well, what do I have to get to be in a certain guild? And right now, the numbers are all over the place because people are still getting scores close to, especially the high-end ones, that are what would you call it? I guess the old Challenge 2.0. What is it? Are we in 3.0 now?
I would say this is like 3.0, because I remember actually it might be even 4, because those first ones with the timers on each freaking stage, that was probably version 1.0.
Yeah, the original one was 1, and then I remember 2 was when they first introduced the whole you need to beat the rounds. I don't know if I'd count the ultimate challenges as anything. It's just kind of like a sporadic one here. I think they did 3 of them. Yeah. But yeah, either 3.0 or 4.0 at this point. But yeah, no cooldown timers is great. It's good. It's a good. I'm rambling right now. I don't know what the hell's
All right, I got one more question for you. So I just upgraded my my council and drained all my supplies.
Oh, okay.
Would you pay $7.99 for a legendary bruiser equipment, a survivor slot, 1,000 gold, 5 radios, and full supplies?
1,000 gold to $7.99?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. The gold alone is worth $7.99. If it's 1,000 gold, and I mean, if it's a general question, like if I would pay that, I would pay that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, because I'm probably gonna do it too. I'm probably gonna because I need to upgrade not my workshop. I need to upgrade my survivors.
You have that presented to you?
Yeah, that was just on the screen right now. That's my special offer to me.
Yeah, I bought, because they don't, I didn't realize, I got one for $1.99 when I first started, then like $2.99 and $5.99.
Yeah.
I think it was $20, and I'm like, I'm not paying $20. But I wish, if you're getting $7.99 at that, bro, you're good. What level are you at?
I am just past 67.
Oh, bro, that's banana. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, $7.99 is good. I'd pay that in a heartbeat. But awesome. I had to pay $20 because I already bought that one.
So that's really what's going on. Oh, okay. There's only so many times I can purchase full supplies. Got you. I remember doing it at least twice.
Yeah, the next time they offer it to you, it'll be more. So you're in a good spot right now. If you just max out all your stuff, you're definitely in a good spot. I actually wanted to mention one more thing before we go. So I may have inadvertently caused some kind of, maybe I'm just giving myself too much credit. But regarding the forum situation about the whole thing about gold crates and do they show up in the first third section or the second third or the third? Like, where does it show up more often than not? So when the challenge started, I ran I ran more than 5 missions. I got 5 missions. They were all gold crates. Again, not in a row, probably over the course of like 25, missions. So I got 5 gold crates. All 5 were in the third set, which kind of really annoyed me. I've thus ran tests since then, and I've gotten, I believe, as I mentioned to you before, 27 total gold crates, and out of that, 11 appeared in the first set, 6 in the second, 7 in the third. There was some with double gold, and they came in the second. So I'm going to make a statement on the forum, and I'm going to retract my, I believe this is fixed because on a long enough timeline, everything seems to balance out. So maybe I just had some really bad RNG in the beginning of the challenge. Like people say, wait at least an hour before you start the challenge. Maybe that's something I should start following.
Yeah, and on that note, some more positive note, I'm going to make a little announcement, guys, right about here. I just got contacted by Mr. Kaz, and it's official. Your boy, Andy Man, is a content creator here on the forums.
Nice, awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll be given that access to the sub-forum, and I'll be able to bring you guys some entertaining videos announcing what the next event's going to be, because...
So let me ask you a question. Terminates has cats. Inwalker has shirtless videos.
Oh.
So what would your thing be? Like, what would your
I'm thinking I'm gonna do green screen stuff. I have an idea that I might try to force myself into scenes from the show and try to make enhancements.
That would be really, really cool. I would enjoy. I look forward to seeing your first. Well, I can't say your first video. I've seen all of them. a lot of them, but I can't say all of them. I have to get back. I've seen a lot of them, but I look forward to seeing your first
official content creator video. Yes.
So, right,
Yes,
man.
thank you. And this wouldn't be possible with all of you out there who actually tune in. I thought we lost you there for a second, and you tried to bounce out on me real quick. But not until I say goodbye to my man right up here, Mr. DLich. Say goodbye, folks.
Later, guys. Thanks again. Thanks for having me, Al.
Not a problem, sir, and I'll catch you, out in no man's land. Peace.
Later.